Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Varsity Locker Room podcast. Your host, Frank Kill, Matt Tabler here today with our special guest. And I say special. They are very special. This is Andrew and Cam Elwer from Delphos St. John's. And gentlemen, glad you are part of our program today. And, I know last night was a tough one, but the sun did come up today. And I can guarantee probably you've been in the gym today.
Yes, sir. Yes. I appreciate you guys having us on. It means a lot.
Yeah. How's Pops doing today? I know kids are a little more resilient, especially after a big game and where you lose. Is he doing okay today?
Yeah, he's all right. He's gotten better with this over the years. With us playing, I think he's gotten better. He's actually a little sick right now, so he's been in bed for most of the day. But he's handling it fine.
Was that true, Cam? That you were sick a little bit under the weather this weekend as well?
Yeah, most of our guys were. Easton obviously didn't play both of the games, and that plays a big role. He does a lot for us. From the outside eye, it might not seem like that, but he gets in our actions, and that really held us back a little bit. We didn't have like our offensive flow going. Eli Swick was out. We've had I think like 5 guys were out sick this week, so it's obviously a setback, but you can't really control it. So
yeah, well, it's better that you're sick right now than probably in February or March when the tournament comes. So get that sickness out so you guys can make a great tournament run. We're just looking at a little bit of stats. Just want to go over this, Cam. You're averaging going into this weekend 27 points. These are just like video game numbers. 4 assists a game, 6 rebounds. And earlier this year, Cam, you scored 41 against Parkway. I don't know if it was 41, but you scored a gobble of points. And you became the all-time leading scorer for Delphos St. John's. What did that mean to you?
Man, it means a lot. The work that I put in, it's awesome to see it's paying off. It's obviously a prestigious program. There's been a lot of great players, a lot of great coaches, a lot of great teams. I'm super appreciative. I'm super blessed, and it was awesome to experience it with my guys.
Yeah, that's a great honor. And Andrew, we had a chance when I coached at Elida last year to coach against you, and this year you have raised your point totals up to 15 a game, and what we said was just don't let him shoot in the corner. That's all he can do. Well, you still hit 5 threes against us, mind you, but you've really added another dimension to your game, and you're able to get to the hole. What things did you do in the off season to improve your game to add that extra element to raise your scoring average?
Yeah, in the off season, I tried to work on that more than, freshman year, all I could do was shoot threes. And fall, I tried to get stronger, faster, quicker, and that helped me this season, obviously, getting to the hole, doing more than just shooting threes. So, yeah.
So what is the age difference between you two?
Year and a half.
Year and a half. So we're talking, 18 months?
Yep, right.
All right. So obviously, big brother, little brother, Andrew. I had a little brother. I was the big brother. How does Cam treat you?
I'd say he treats me, the hardest out of all our team. But, I like when he gets it on me because that makes me obviously better. But, yeah.
I never got the privilege of playing with my brother because he was 4 years younger than me. But I beat the hell out of him all the time. And, whether it was on the court in some sort of pickup game, kickball, whatever it was, I was never going to let my little brother win.
Yeah,
Cam,
I'm wondering what.
You ever beat Cam?
What's that?
You ever beat Cam, Andrew?
No. Okay.
That's a fun fact. He's actually never beat me.
Okay, that plus game.
Andrew, answer this one, Cam. Stop being the big brother and bully.
Hey, that's a fun fact you guys did. In a one-on-one game, he's never beat me.
They get pretty competitive, though.
Well, I imagine out in front of the house or in the gym.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just go back a few years. First off, were you guys ball boys on the 2017 state team?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember the shot, or is that too long ago?
I remember it pretty vividly, yeah.
So going there, did that spark anything among that you wanted to when you got into high school to be able to play in front of crowds like that in a state championship game?
Definitely. It starts earlier than that. That 2013 team with Curtis Geisy and Ryan Busher, they were elite. They got knocked out in the regional finals, I think. That 2015 team was good as well. I think it definitely does start before that 2017 team, but when they knocked the door down to go to state, that was obviously an amazing experience for us and for our family and for the program. So definitely wanted to get back there and finish the job.
So do you guys go to the state tournament now as spectators? I mean, in the past?
Yep, we have gone in the past. Yep.
Because, I mean, I remember growing up, junior high, middle school, going to St. John's. We didn't have, the Schottenstein at the time, but that was something that I really wanted to play in. And obviously something, I'm sure you guys are striving for as brothers. And not only that, how is playing for your dad? I mean, because he's dad at home. How is he at practice on you guys?
He's definitely the hardest on us.
Yeah, for sure.
We don't always see eye to eye, but that's really, it's hard to differentiate between father and coach. It really is a tough thing, and he understands that. We all understand that, but I wouldn't want to battle with any other people than those two on a Friday or Saturday night. I trust them. They trust me. They know me better. They know my game better, and they're going to put me in the best position to win.
Well, I give you a lot of credit. Last night I love watching huddles and just being a former coach, and there was one full timeout. And Cam, I felt like you were doing more talking in that huddle than your dad. So I got to give your dad a lot of credit. Is that in the future for you? Some coaching maybe down the road?
Oh, yes, it is in the back of my mind. I don't think I could get away from the game of basketball for very long. So, yeah, that is at the top of my list on my professions.
So in the day of the life, Andrew, of like waking up during the summer, are you waking Cam up, taking him to the gym, or is Cam waking you up and dragging you to the gym?
Well, we have lifting at 6 a.m., so we both wake up usually at the same time. Well, that depends. We have lifting 3 times at 6 a.m., and then usually we go home, take a nap, and then that's usually after our nap, we usually get a workout in, and then, yeah.
So, Cam, like you as, all-time leading scorer right now, all the work you mentioned that you put in, you feel like the benefits has really paid off? Have you been able to be a kid and do kid things? I know you dated a girl from Elida, so
yeah.
you definitely get to live the life, but yeah. What is it like with all those expectations?
It's obviously it's difficult, having a tough game and having to try to live up to the high expectations people have for me. But I'm confident. I know the work I put in. So yeah, I guess I do get to be a kid a little bit in the summer. I get a little free time. So yeah, it's awesome.
Well, speaking of which, you guys play a lot of basketball. So I'll pose this question to Andrew first, and then Cam, you can answer this. And I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you guys on the spot here. Like I said, you guys have played a lot of basketball, AAU, during the regular season. So, Andrew, who is the best player not on your team that you've played against?
Obviously, I've taken 2 years off of AAU, so I come to practice with Cameron, and those are some hard competition practices. And I'd say one that really comes out is Alex Smith. He's about 6'9", 6'10", and he's committed to Ohio State, and he's a pretty good player.
That's pretty good competition right there. What about you, Cam?
Yeah, the 3SSB circuit is a very competitive. It feels like you're playing a top guy every single game. But if I had to choose one, I'd probably say John Sanderson. He was at Michigan the last 2 years, but then he transferred down to Tennessee because his dad actually got a strength and conditioning coach at Vanderbilt, I think. So, he's going to go wherever he wants. He's a really good player. He's quick, twitchy. So I probably would say John Sanderson.
So the AAU circuit that you're on, so you're doing a bunch of traveling. So when does all that start? Is that like the end of March, first part of April?
Yep. So I think it's the first session is a week after the state championship would be. So, practice would be limited if we do make a run. So, yeah, I think the first session is the first week after the state championship.
Is that the Adidas Circuit?
Yeah, that's the Adidas Circuit.
All right. So, when you're probably seeing players from all over the world and, coming there competing. And what is your preparation like going into one of those tournaments?
It's a different type of style than high school. I play a different role. I'm not on ball as much as I am now. So it is good for me to play in a different way, be at a higher level. I really, if I would go into collegiate level, I wouldn't, be on ball as much as I would as in high school. So, just making open shots, making the right plays is really what I prepare for.
Well, we talk about the Vatican being a historical place for you guys to play at, and you guys are so spoiled to get that, and the crowds that you've gotten over the last few years. last night was a dynamite atmosphere. But other than the Vatican, what is one of the best gymnasiums that you have played in? Either one of you can answer this and get to the other one.
I'd say the Atlanta Fieldhouse district finals when the crowd
Floor's dry. When the floor's dry.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, man.
What you didn't see, kid, what you didn't see, Coach Taylor had a guy out there squirting water on the floor.
I did not. I was rooting for you guys.
That doesn't surprise me.
Oh, that hurts, Cam.
I
What about you, Cam? What's your favorite gym to play in?
do like playing the Fieldhouse as well, especially when teams sit in a zone and I can make 6 threes. But
I think that's another shot. You got me out of coaching, Cam. Well, you guys got him out of coaching. I got out before Andrew came in, before Easton came in. I said, I'm not coaching when there's going to be 5 hours on the floor potential. So I got out way before then. But, you think about the field house and what that means is because when you get out of the field house, that just means you're going to the next level. And I think that's where you guys want to go right now. So we talk about memorable moments at the field house or the Vatican, but what's one that you want to talk about your dad about?
oh man, that Coldwater game last year was obviously an historic game. It was packed. The atmosphere was amazing. We were truly blessed to play in that environment. It was an awesome game between two great teams. So I would say that one. The Crestview game my freshman year was a big game. I think they were number 2 in the state, and we pulled that upset off. That was a big one. St. Henry, our sophomore year, was awesome. We put it to them. That was one of the most fun games I've ever played in. We shot the lights out, and I mean we put them away in the first couple minutes. So,
Andrew, you got any memorable moments, like favorite games?
As Cam said, the St. Henry game, I probably watched that game over 10 times because of how fun and cool that game was.
Okay, so playing for your father, okay, this could be a blessing and a curse at the same time. But I want you guys to tell me what is the most thing you like about playing for your father and the least thing about playing for your father.
I'd say the most is, not everybody gets to experience, winning in the locker room after games. It's a cool experience that nobody ever, or some people don't get to experience. And I say the least, probably, it's tough love, like, when he yells at you, you just got to be mature about it. And I feel like he yells at me the most, but, I take that as, I'm supposed to be mature about it, and, it's best for the program.
Well, Andrew, sorry, Cam, but Andrew, real quick, do you think he compares you to Cam?
Or
expectations?
Yeah, hold you to that expectation.
I mean, a little bit. He obviously wants me to be as good as Cameron, and I know I need to put the work in to be as good as Cam, obviously, and I'm working on that.
You're doing just a fine job with what you're doing, brother.
Yep.
All right, Cam, you're up.
All right, yeah. I think the best part is the grind together. In the summer, when it's hot in that RA gym with no AC, we're working our tails off. Add Keaton in there too. I mean, it's awesome to experience that with them. I wouldn't want to experience it with anybody else. And I mean, yeah, to battle with them after all the hard work we put in, it's very rewarding. The least thing, I think it's sometimes I want to do my own thing, right? But I know he's one of the greatest coaches in our area right now. I gotta trust him. He's been here a while. He knows better than me. So, yeah, that's definitely the least thing.
So how's your mom deal with all this?
Oh, she's definitely the mediator between. Sometimes we'll have a bad practice, and me and Dad aren't on the best terms right now. But she's the mediator. Without her, I mean, we wouldn't be where we are today for sure.
Definitely a saint. Definitely a saint.
Sure, for sure.
Who would you compare your game to? I mean, either one of you. I have my comparisons about you guys, but being a pretty good high school player. I mean, not a great high school player. You're obviously the all-time scoring leader at Delphos St. John's. But do you have a game you reflect your game on?
I like to watch Braden Smith. He's a baller. He always makes the right play. I try to imitate my game after him. He's really good. And on the NBA level, I would say Jared McCain. And that would be more of me playing in the AAU circuit. My role changed. He's off ball. He's a spot up shooter. He's a great shooter. He makes the right play, and he makes plays off the catch. And that's definitely my role in the AAU circuit.
Andrew, being a shooter.
I don't right now have a comparison, as my game is still evolving as I get stronger, quicker, faster. So obviously it's still hard to compare my game as it's still improving.
Well, who do you try to replicate then?
I go. I mean, you can be Steph. Might as well. I mean,
there you go.
Really?
I guess.
That's who I was getting ready to say. Only because you have that point guard mentality, but you also are a scorer shooter first.
Yeah.
As Coach Dave said, just don't let him catch it and shoot it, because you are one of those kids. As soon as you catch fire, and I recognized that last year during the LCC game, is like, all right, this is the Andrew Elwer that everybody was talking about. You can't leave him open because you got to guard Cam, and if you go to help on Cam, you got to pick your poison. And I think, Andrew, you're one of the best shooters in this area. Both of you guys are electric from the outside. I do have to say, Andrew, not to throw shade, but you let us down last night.
How?
Because Tabes and I, we have an over and under every week, and we picked a point total between you two and the Simpson Balls, and we came up 4 points short.
You guys scored 76. We needed 80.5.
But, I mean, if Cam would have made the layup at the end, it would have been closer to.
Oh.
Right.
But, hey, Cam, if they would have called all the fouls, you'd have been at the free throw line.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Hey, I loved your composure, Cam. You've shown a lot of composure and as much contact that you take. When you pulled that game within one with that layup, you got hit in the face. And it should have been an and one, but you kept your composure, and I got to give you a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think that's the best part of my game, to be able to stay calm, cool, and collected in the big moments. I think that's really what helps me, perform well in the big moments. I'm not gonna be jumping up and down or anything like that. But yeah, that's definitely, I think, one of my best skills.
Now, Cam, I've seen Cam Elwer grow up from being the little freshman to his pretty confident self now as a junior. Do you feel like Cam Elwer's talking a little more than normal?
I would definitely say, yeah. I've had people come up to me and say that I need to talk more. But I catch shade from people because they think I do talk a lot. But, I mean, I usually don't start it. If somebody wants to talk to me, then, I mean, I'll give it.
Absolutely.
But I'm not just going to take it from somebody. But, yeah. I
think you're exactly right. You get a lot of shade, you get a lot of trash talk, and again, your game backs it up. So I've always said you're one of the most respectful players to watch. You're enjoyable to watch, both of you and Andrew, because you guys do it the right way. You play so hard, but to me, your game backs up everything you say. I mean, you hit the game winner, a few weeks ago, and I think there were some words like, "You can't guard me."
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely it.
That's all good. That's part of the banner that we need for the game, as long as it doesn't cross the line. I love that.
For sure, yeah. There definitely is a line there. I mean, if you can't handle it, then if you're gonna complain about it, then you can't. If you're not competitive, then that's my thing. I'm just a very competitive person, and I leave everything on the court. I know it stays on the court, so I try to. I mean, yeah, I try to be smart about it.
Well, you guys are having obviously a very successful season once again, and you're at 14-1 with one hiccup like we talked about last night. But that's okay to lose a game, because when I was a junior in high school, I played at Lima Central Catholic, and the only game we lost my junior year was in the state championship on a tip-in at the buzzer. Yeah. I would have traded any game throughout the season to have lost other than that state championship game. But going into this season, what were some of the team goals that you guys set?
We don't really set many team goals. Like, I think throughout the season, we go, like, honestly, we have high expectations, right? But yeah, we don't really talk much about it. So we just try to be better every single day and better than the last season. So that's pretty much it. Yeah.
That's good. What about individual goals? I mean, you probably don't set them out loud, and you may not want to even answer this, but do you guys have, both of you, do you have any personal goals going into this season?
Not really individual goals, but like improvement goals, I would say, because obviously freshman year all I could do was shoot threes, and obviously I wanted to improve my game, obviously get into the hole and facilitate more. But yeah,
I would say being a better leader, better communicator, better defender. Those are going to take me, help me become better in the collegiate level. So those are my improvements, really.
I love those answers, guys. Man, you guys sound like adults answering these questions. You're answering questions better than we're asking them. But those are two awesome answers, guys.
I just think it just shows the character in you guys, because you're really putting team and Delphos St. John's above you guys, and how those individual goals really don't mean anything. You guys just want to win. Yeah. And that's what I've always said about both of you, is that you're both competitors. Obviously, your dad was a huge competitor in high school. I got to play against him. But as you guys go along, you realize last night's game was just a little hiccup. I know in 2016, we got beat by Lima Senior. Xavier Simpson hits a game winner on us. Only game we lost. And everybody thought it was like doom and gloom, end of the world. No, you have a lot of games in front of you. And so the goals that you set, I'm sure getting to Dayton has got to be a goal. Whether you say it out loud or not, you want to play for a state championship, right?
Yep, obviously. Sure. Yeah, I mean, the prestigious program that Delphos St. John's is we want to fulfill those expectations that our community has for us, and they support us, and we have the best fan base in the area for sure.
Okay, other than yourself, who's the hardest worker on your team? So you can't say yourself or your brother. Who else is the hardest worker?
We all put in the work.
Oh, come on, no political.
Hey, whether it's in the June when we have team camps, whether it's the fall where the non-fall sport guys are working out, but we all there's a lot of competition for spots in our program. So, and we're at a great spot with that. So,
all right.
Guys that really want it are gonna put the work in.
Well, okay, so you're all the hardest worker.
Yeah.
Who's the guy in the locker room that keeps everybody chilled? Who's the glue guy?
It's Maddox Krager. Yeah, it's Maddox Krager.
And what does he do? What does Maddox do to keep everybody kind of chill or everybody together?
I say when it gets negative in the locker room, he's always the guy that calms us all down and say it's all right. So I'll get all that negative out.
I definitely like to get after some of our guys. In a good way, constructive criticism. I get after him a lot. He handles it well. But Maddox is always the guy to tell me, Cam, they got it. He's definitely a guy that we need to have on our team. He's one of those role players that we need.
All right. So moving forward, guys, I think I already know your profession. And I know it's still early. You guys are young and you still got a high school career ahead of you and college in front of you guys. I think you're both going to be politicians with the way you guys have answered a lot of these questions. But going forward, what do you see yourself doing in 10 to 15 years from now?
I mean, hopefully I have a family. I'm doing successful in life, whatever that it may be. Physical therapy is a little bit is at the top of my list for profession, as well as coaching. Teaching has also sparked my interest a little bit. But that's for sure. Yeah, Andrew, go ahead.
Obviously, what Cam said, physical therapy, I've looked into that, thought about that, but I really don't know what I do. No, don't have any idea what I want to do.
That's good. You shouldn't have any idea right now. You're only a sophomore.
Yeah.
All right, as we wrap this up, I mean, you're 14-1. You have a stretch of games left. What do you see moving forward, and how things are going to transpire in terms of what could be an issue moving forward? I mean, obviously health. Because sometimes getting in through the tournament, luck is always great because you have to be lucky to be healthy.
Yeah, for sure. All the Friday games from here on out are huge. We have a huge game next Friday. We obviously turned the page from last night, and we're focused on Versailles and our game plan for them. But other than that, I think the district final hopefully we make it there with Minster. Will be a great battle. We had them earlier in the season and they weren't very healthy. They had some guys out, but that would be a great game.
Well, thanks again, guys. We want to thank our special guests, Cam and Andrew Elwer from Delphos St. John's. Best of luck on the rest of the season. You are listening to the Varsity Locker Room podcast. See you next week.
Appreciate it.